Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Notes from the Sewing Room. My name's Becky. Today's video is all about the Hack Off, a project that I've been working on with Adele from Button and Pip. And this month we've been hacking the Stevie pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. I hope you've been having a good week, whatever you've been up to. I've been rushing to the kind of little deadline that I set myself to make the Stevie pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. I have made the pattern a couple of times before as both a top and a dress. I really like the pattern. I would say that, it is quite a simple make. So for this project though, I wanted to completely change it up and do something completely different. Now at the moment, I'm gonna wait for a little bit to actually show you what I've made, because Adela and me are gonna do a big reveal later in the video. I don't know if you can see Bentley, my Labrador, in the background. He's just down there on his bed. So I don't know if you can see him, but if you can, that's what that kind of movement is in the background there. If anyone's interested, today I'm wearing one of my Sew Over It Canby dresses. So it's made out of a lovely kind of, I don't know what it is actually, it's a kind of crepey type fabric. So if I stand up, you can probably just see it a little bit better. But it's got some lovely pockets on the front as well, which is nice. So I think actually when I made this pattern, I made it a little while ago now, but I think it's actually the Canby top and then the Hollyburn skirt actually joined together thinking about it, rather than it being one complete pattern, which I guess is kind of appropriate for this video because we are talking about hacks. But there you are. So that wasn't planned at all. I really love the Canby dress, by the way. If you are thinking of making a dress maybe to go to a wedding, or you want something just smart to wear in your wardrobe, or it's just something a bit different, or maybe going to a party or something, I really love like the sleeve bits on this. I found it quite straightforward to make, and yeah, I would say if I want to make another smartish dress, I would definitely consider this one. But for now, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what I've actually made. So I used two different fabrics because I've decided to hack the project into two separate parts. But firstly, I thought I'd tell you about the actual pattern itself, just in case you're unfamiliar with it. So I first made the Stevie pattern last year when it first came out. I really enjoy making projects that are kind of simple to make, that don't have a lot of pattern pieces, because I think as a working person, I don't have lots of time, and other kind of life commitments and whatnot get in the way. So I do quite enjoy a quick make, which is what I would describe the Stevie pattern as being, particularly if you do have a little bit of sewing experience. However, it is also a good pattern to make if you don't have loads of sewing experience, because like I say, it's quite straightforward. As always, Tilly has done a great booklet with lots of pictures in it and good descriptions of what to do and that kind of thing. So it does come up quite boxy. By that I mean that it's quite loose in the side seams. So what you can do, you can take that in if you want to. I find that the easiest way of doing that is to base the garment, pop it on inside out, and then just take some pins very carefully and just pin down the side and into your desired kind of measurements or look that you want. Mark that with chalk. Unpin the bits that you've had pinned so you can take it off safely, and base that again and repeat the process until you get the good fit that you desire, and then pop it on the sewing machine and sew it for real. When I made the top version previously, I didn't bother taking it in at the side seams because I did want that more of a boxy kind of look, but it just depends really what you're going for. But this time I've decided to completely change things up, and I have hacked the pattern into both a top and a skirt. So to do that, I've basically separated, obviously, the top and the bottom bit by basically making the top down to the lines that are on the original pattern, and then rather than adding on the original necktie, I decided to actually add a different tie instead. So I used the tie that came with the Simple Sew Pussy Bow blouse that I've made before. It's a much longer tie, so you do have to be careful when you put on a longer tie with the pattern, because it's you know, much more material to kind of deal with and kind of fold and this and that, but actually it worked really well. I've also decided for my project this time, rather than wearing the pattern with the plain neckline at the front and the tie at the back, I'm actually going to wear mine with the tie at the front and the plain neckline at the back instead. The second part of the project that I've done is actually to hack the bottom of the dress into a skirt. So to do that, I actually took out the original pattern pieces, used some baking paper to actually trace my new pattern. So I got my pencils together and my ruler and whatnot, and basically measured straight along where the waistline is marked on the original pattern. Then I added 3 inches to the side seam all the way down, basically from the waist down the A-line side of the pattern, all the way down to the bottom. I hope that made sense. That was a bit kind of rambly. But then I also added 5 inches onto the bottom of the skirt section. Basically, I'm quite tall, I'm 5'10", but even adding on the extra 5 inches, my new skirt actually still only comes to around about my knee area. I also made myself a waistband to go onto the project. I did that by literally taking my own waist measurement, deciding how thick I wanted the waistband to be, and then adding on a seam allowance at the back. So I have really enjoyed making this project this time, and it's always good to try new things. It's also kind of good to think outside the box and come up with new ways of using patterns that you've already got in your stash. So Stevie was a pattern that I really enjoyed making last summer. I'd kind of forgotten all about it, and then to revisit it has actually been really fun. So I can't wait to see what Adele's actually made. The way that we do the hack off is that we don't show each other what fabrics we're going to use, we don't talk about what kind of hacks we're going to do, and then we come together and make a video, and then we just reveal the whole thing to each other. So we've only done one other so far, which we did the marigold pattern, so you can find that other video on my channel if you want to have a look. But I hope you really enjoy this video, and you know, you maybe get some inspiration if you're thinking of hacking Stevie yourself. But for now, I'm just gonna sign off, but I will be back very shortly with Adele to show you my actual projects. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well if you do want to keep up to date with all of my latest content, and of course like this video if you fancy it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel here, Notes from the Sewing Room. I've got a visitor at my house today, and it's Adele from Button and Pip.
Hello!
So today we're talking about our hacks of the Stevie pattern, which is from Tilly and the Buttons. So we're both wearing different hacks. So we're both going to have a chat to you, but we thought we'd do something a little bit different on this video to what we did on the last one. So rather than us both talking about the outfits on one channel, I'm going to talk about mine here on this channel, and then Adele's going to talk about hers on her channel as well. So you get to watch 2 videos basically all about the same hack. So I hope you enjoy watching that. But yeah, so Adele's just going to ask me some questions about what I've made.
Now, I just need to say that Becky's been wearing this since we've been over for lunch, and I didn't even realise it was her Stevie hack. And how you've actually hacked it is amazing. And can I just say, it's on backwards, but it doesn't look like it, does it?
No, well I think that's the thing, because it's not got satin sleeves.
Yes.
And it's got these kind of raglan-y type sleeves. I think that's how you say it, raglan, is it?
I just call them satin sleeves because I never know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the raglan ones, the ones like the Frankie type,
right, yeah.
where you've got
like the linen ones.
So I think a satin sleeve.
Yeah. But it's not got a separate sleeve anyway that you have to put in. So that makes it so you can wear it either way around. So I've decided with this one, I'm actually going to wear it back to front. Because on the original pattern, you've actually got the plain neckline at the front, and then potentially a tie at the back or a button at the back. But what I've done on this one is, as you can see, I've actually got the tie at the front instead.
Yeah, now looking at this, it looks like the front comes up very high and the back comes very low. But in actual fact, it's evened out really well, because it doesn't actually come up too high at the back that you'd expect with it being a front neckline. And I quite like the fact that it's almost like a V-neck. Where did you get this fabric from?
I got the fabric a little while ago from Cole's Sewing Centre in Nottingham. It's a kind of viscosey, crepey type fabric.
Yes, it's
not
got
really
the
sure
drape
exactly. Yeah, it's got a lot of drape to it. I've not made a lot of changes to the actual pattern itself, apart from changing the necktie and wearing it the wrong way round.
Yeah.
I did decide to miss off the cuffs. So which I think you've got on yours.
Yeah.
But I'm not a massive one for adding on cuffs to things really, so
yeah, I actually really like where the yoke sits. It doesn't sit in an awkward place, it sits almost just above the bust, and creates like the shape that you'd need if you needed a bust start. So I think it's brilliant, and I actually didn't know. I was sat here having dinner and I didn't realise. It's fantastic. And your skirt. You've made your skirt.
Shall I stand up so you can see it? So if I just stand up there so you can see it. So I've basically got a kind of waistband here that's quite deep, and then I've got a gathered skirt on there as well. So how I did that was, I basically took the original pattern piece, looked at where the waistline was going to be, drew a line directly across there, added on 3 inches to the side seam, and then followed the side of the original pattern, adding on 3 inches the whole way down. I added again 5 inches at the bottom of the pattern because I think it comes up really short.
Yes, and that was what I was really worried about.
And yeah, so I added 5 inches to the bottom. Adding on the extra 3 inches to the side means that I've got a little bit of extra give in the skirt, so I could actually gather it. And then to make the waistband, all I did was just made my own waistband, decided how thick I wanted the waistband to be, measured it to my waist length, and then added on 1.5 centimetres at the back so that I could put in a zip. I decided to use an invisible zip.
Let's have a look at the back actually.
In the back.
Have you interfaced your waistbands at all?
Yes, I have. I interfaced the front section, but not the back section.
Yeah, because that makes it stand proud a little bit more. Because I found before, if I haven't used heavy enough interfacing, it kind of folds over, especially when you sit down, but it sits really nicely. Do you mind me asking actually, how long is your Stevie top?
I can pull it out so you can see it. Yeah, I can pull it out.
So where did you cut this off at?
So the Stevie top, I literally followed the pattern instructions as it says.
As the actual top. Got you.
So if I stand up, you'll see. So I'm quite tall, I'm 5'10", and you can see that it does actually come down a fair way.
So despite the fact that you've done the skirt at the hip, this comes down where it should be.
It should do, So you could actually, if you wanted to wear it for summer, you could make that shorter. You know, you could take it up.
A crop.
So it's like a crop.
Yeah, a loose crop top. That would look really nice actually. And have you got pockets?
No. I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't think of it when I was making the pattern up, to be honest.
Well, you know now for next time. Well, I can't really say anything because I've got no pockets either.
I love that colour. I really love that colour in the fabric.
Thank you.
What kind of fabric is it?
Seersucker. But I'll talk about that all on my vlog. So if you want to know more about mine, head on over. But I think you need to agree with me that this Stevie hack is absolutely amazing. And in actual fact, while I was getting ready, I actually put my top on, my dress, the wrong way round. But because this fabric's a little bit stiffer, it didn't look quite as nice sort of V-neck as yours. But it's a great hack, Becky.
Oh, thank you.
Really great hack.
To be honest, I really like the extended necktie that I've added on. I used the Simple Sew, what's it called?
Bussy blow blouse.
To add that on there. So I've not made my own tie, but you could definitely make your own tie. And I think I'll definitely make it again in another fabric, maybe a cotton lawn or something next time.
Brilliant.
Okay, so we'll leave it there for now. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all of my latest content, and pop over to Adele's channel, Buttons and Pips, to hear all about her hack as well.
And we haven't decided yet what pattern we're going to hack next, have we?
No, we haven't.
So we'll have a little bit of a chat and think about what we could do next time. But
so that'll be in a couple of months' time, I guess. So
autumn time, I think.
Autumn time, Okay, but until then, we'll leave it there, and we'll see you soon. Bye!